That's supposed to make the engine, you're supposed to make the turbo. Turbo's don't laugh.
Alright, kind
The hell is wrong with y'all? Well, look what we got here, buddy. Got all the brakes over to the damn car. What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. We're back over at Dylan's today. Before we get working on the EK, I got some updates to give you on this guy. You know, he got this Tahoe, which ended up giving him issues, and he parted it out, and he sold my engine. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you live that down. We literally agreed that I was gonna take that aluminum 6.0. I was gonna use it for the truck, for the S10. And then he sold it. No trucker.
Well, here's the other one.
But he got a new one. Dude, damn, why does the front end look so aggressive on this?
It's the hybrid front bumper on them.
Because
a normal Tahoe bumper starts right here and wraps around.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that until right now. Dude, that front bumper looks sick as hell. Yeah, not only did he get another hybrid Tahoe, but are you gonna tear that one apart?
That one, no.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. But then he also got this thing. I'm gonna let him tell you more about it because I have no idea what this is.
So, you know, it's just your normal E30. Just kidding. It's all-wheel drive. This is the 325 IX, which is one of the hard ones to find.
Really?
Yep. So my dad has always talked about these, and
damn,
like the E30s is like his thing.
Yeah, this thing is cool, dude. The interior's all original. Wow. This is like a collector, huh?
Yeah.
So you're not gonna do nothing to it?
I'm gonna give it to my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, because he's had quite a few of these, and he gave me my first two.
That's cool.
Then,
take notes, Braden.
I was gonna give him the Duramax thing when I got the Denali.
When you get the Denali. So this thing was painted, huh?
Yeah. I think the original color is black. You can see
it looks good though. It doesn't...
Yeah, it looks really nice. It's a cool car. Are you gonna make a video on this on your channel, going over it?
Yeah.
All right. So I won't show you guys too terribly much. I'll let him make a video on it. So you need to make a video going over the whole thing in detail, inside and out. Tell him the specs on it. Take him for a drive in it. You know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
No,
he's got you guys covered. Make sure to check out his channel. Link is in the description down below, of course. But anyhow, back over here on the EK, man. We got some brakes to put on, and he's actually made a lot of progress on it. I got to get you guys caught up on that too. Look at this guy. He's already got all the charge piping made. Did you record any of it?
Yeah, I sure did.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah, I even talked about how much I was waiting for you and seeing if I could get it done before you showed up. What's going on, guys? So we're gonna go ahead and get a radiator mounted in this car, but we're doing 16 AM lines, so we have to cut these ports off and weld on 16 AM fittings on there. And then for our chassis, so because it's K-swap, there's the AC condenser mounted here. So if you guys just take an air hammer, just blow those off there real quick, and then I got some mounts coming for this that just screws into here, and then it'll give our mounting points for our radiator. Probably go straight out of that one. So let's go ahead and get these cut off, get 16 AM fittings welded on there, and then we can start cutting our lines for that. So let's get on it. Okay, so we got our fittings cut off. Now we got our 16 fittings, which they don't quite fit in there. So we're gonna have to go ahead, diagram them open a little bit. You guys that don't use beeswax on aluminum, it helps keeps the bits from clogging up. So if you guys doing aluminum, make sure you get the block of beeswax. All right, there we go. Both fit in there. So I wish I had clearance the back side of this for this little lip right here, and then it'll sit flush on both ends. Alright guys, so we went ahead, got those bungs welded on there. So now we can go set a radiator in there and start building our lines. Okay, so one of the issues I'm noticing is once the throttle body's on here, we have an issue here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 90-degree fitting off of here. It'll be a swivel one that will come straight down. And then this fitting will come right here like so. And it'll go to this 90-degree, that fitting that's gonna be right here. And then that allows us to put a 90-degree right here and route our radiator hoses underneath the intake manifold to keep it nice and tucked. So once it's all together, you're not gonna really notice the radiator hoses. So, and then we are gonna end up doing a 45 about like so. And then we'll do a 90 off of this one and come straight to this fitting. But luckily for me, because just now getting around to it, now we're gonna wait for some fittings to show up. Luckily they'll be here tomorrow. So should be able to get some pretty good progress on that, get the radiator hoses done. Our brackets will be here tomorrow for the radiator as well. So should be able to just get the whole radiator done tomorrow, which that'd be awesome. And then I gotta get the intercooler, go pick that up so we can start doing charge pipe, get a lot of this fab work done. You know, the stuff that's gonna take a little bit of time, cutting, welding it. But stuff I enjoy doing, I'm pretty good at it. So next day, we got our parts. Let's open this up. So what do we have in here? We got our 290s. We only need one of these. We went ahead and got a 2-pack. Because obviously we do this, we're gonna need some for the 2J, so I figured get 2-pack, it was a little cheaper. And then what do we have here? This is our swivel 90. So this is our part that's gonna point down, and then we run a fade over and around. And then this is our radiator mount. So we'll end up using these two. All right guys, for mounting the radiator with these tabs, the easiest way is to just set this radiator about where we want it. So what I want to do is line up this hole with this about like so, and then I'm just going to take Sharpie and mark that line down there. So we'll just take this, mark the edge, which this is where this raised point is. So now since we have that point, measure how far over these tabs are. So this would be by 8 line, and this would be 13 by 8. So then we'll just mark it on there and put our tabs on the center mark of those lines. So anyways, let's get that done. Okay, so we got our lower mounts on there, but our top mount, this is sitting flat. As you can see, we got about a ½ inch. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take her to our brake, put a little bend up, bend down, you know, to give it a little zigzag. There we go. We're gonna part with a little step in it now. So now, take this over here, test fit it, and look at that, perfect. Our only problem now is right here in this corner, it's gonna rub. So what I'm gonna do is just bend this a little bit so it's out of our way, so we can still use that whole location and it doesn't rub right there. Okay, and all I did was took a crescent wrench and just rolled this edge over, folded it in, tuck it, and now we got plenty of room in there. And also, SPA 13-inch fan. Where's the port number? So this is what I always run. I don't run a shroud, I just run a SPA 13-inch fan because it's the biggest fan that you can fit on one of these radiators. Here, let me show you. Like when I say that's the biggest fan you can run on one of these, I mean it. Look, perfect fitment. There's about 3/16 of a gap when this is bottomed at the bottom. Slide this over. So it's literally flush, and then there's 3/16 gap top to bottom. Like that is the biggest fan that you guys can get on there. And I'm always about putting the biggest fan that you can fit in there because that's gonna get you the most CFM, which is gonna help keep everything cool. All right, so now we got our radiator mounted in there. So we already started with the upper. Actually, we could realistically use this for either one, but the upper one's gonna be the most complicated one. So let's go ahead and knock that one out first. So it's gonna be a 90, it's gonna come down right along here and then loop back around and come out right here where this fitting, where to go? This fitting's gonna go down there apparently. Apparently it's gonna go to the floor. Okay, so yeah, so this fitting's gonna go 90 here and then 90 that way. Actually, here, let's just show you. So it looks like we're gonna have to take the throttle body off to get this on. Not that big a deal. So yeah, this is gonna go right here, and then one of these are gonna go like this. Gonna go pretty much just like that, just so we can tuck everything down, get it nice and tight. So I'm gonna get this off of here and get this fitting put on there. All right guys, so we went ahead and got this hose made up. So let's go ahead and get this put on here, get everything tight, and then we'll get our lower one built. So our hose, actually there's a better view down here. So we have our 90, our hose loops down around here and then comes back up. Okay, so we got our line on here. Now we gotta get this guy on here. We can get a measurement for our lower line. So this line, this is gonna be tight. What it looks like, let me go like this, around like so, there we go. Much better flow. Okay, let's double check this. So I need to make sure that I cut it on this side of the tape because it's a hair long to the center of our tape. So we're gonna cut it on this side of the tape and then put put our fitting on there, and then we'll have ourselves a radiator hose. One step closer to this thing. Hell yeah. Check this out. So our leftover piece from our upper hose, almost the right length. Looks like we're about an inch short. It almost would have worked. Anyways, it's too short, so doesn't matter. We got plenty of other hose. So when I'm building these lines, just take some assembly lube, put it on your threads, put a little bit on your hose inside here. It'll make your fitting go on way nicer. Okay, so I got a little bit of RTV on this helpless seal because I've had an issue with, I think it was actually this O-ring that goes right here leaking on one of these. So just as a safety precaution, I don't want to be back in here changing this out. So we're just gonna put a little bit of RTV on there while we assemble this. Because once we have this angle set, we don't need to change it. And I put that in the wrong spot, didn't I? Yep, because that goes right there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have that snug. We can still rotate this. Now we're gonna put our hose on there, and then we'll tighten this up all the way so it holds us exactly where we need that. All right, and there we go. There's our radiator hoses with AN lines on it. And this is just your normal 2-row radiator. Nothing fancy other than I welded these bungs on here. And that's the extent of it. So like, if you guys know someone that welds aluminum, you guys can get some 16 bungs. You guys could do this yourself. The only part that is welding these fittings on here. That's the only part that's tricky. So if you guys don't know how to TIG weld, try to go buy one and learn how to TIG weld. I mean, that's kind of fun. So but anyways, other than those bungs, that's the only thing that is like a real big hassle for you guys, I would assume, building these cars because of not knowing how to weld. But other than that, it's just your fittings and assembling the stuff. It's really not that big a deal to do a tuck radiator setup. Not really tuck, but tuck radiator hoses. We had a tuck radiator for this car, but with being turbo and everything, it would have interfered, and I just didn't like how it was. So I'd rather go back to what I like using, and that's just a half size with a 13-inch fan. So that's just how we went with it, because I mean, this would have been the first tuck radiator I would have used like that. All right, let's see what we got in here. You know, there's a little drawing on here, and I almost feel like this is us talking about the frame rail on Bravus truck right here. But anyways, let's see what we got. We got foam, and let's see what else we got. Okay, so we got the 90 straight. We got bolts so we can mount our intercooler. We got our intercooler. So anyways, let's get on this. Bravus is on his way, and I'm curious to see how much I can get done before he actually shows up. So let's see how much I can get done. So I was in a rush trying to get this done before Bravus showed up, and it's been like an hour that I've been on it. Anyways, I managed to get the 2.5 stretched over the 3-inch, just fine. Anyways, we got all of our pipe cut, all it tacked in place. So now we can weld it. The only thing we got left is we got to put our blow-off valve, which I think I gotta grab the blow-off valve. But yeah, I think we're gonna put it right here, kind of at a diagonal right here. Because anywhere else would probably interfere, or we could put it up top, but I like it looking clean up top. Like, so I turned the turbo downwards, just so like when you look at it, like everything's tucked down. So anyways, let me grab that blow valve, find a position for that, and maybe we can get everything welded by the time Bravus gets here, but I doubt it. So I'm pretty sure he'd be here before I finish welding everything out. So anyways, let's continue at it. All right guys, so we got a blow valve flange tacked on here. So right off the turbo, it's just gonna be right off the side. So what I always do is I will weld it all the way out before I cut that hole out. And it just makes it easier. Plus you got your blow valve in the exact spot you need it. Then you just get a hole saw. You don't even need a centering cut it, you just put it in and just ream it out. But anyways, this is some of my favorite stuff to do, is doing charge pipe, because like I can do it really quick and like it's super satisfying for me. But anyways, let's go ahead and start welding this thing out, and I'll give you guys a good old time lapse on it. Alright guys, there's one welded up. We still have to punch a hole in there. But our other pipe is just one weld, so that's gonna go super easy. So anyways, let this one cool down and get another one welded up. Guys. There's the last pipe, we got everything welded up. So now we just gotta drill that other piece out and our choke pipe's done. Seeing if I could get it done before you showed up.
Wow, thanks bro. Hey, you know what, to be fair though, I decided I was bringing Braven with me today. Or I asked him if he wanted to come with. And I woke Braven up after I told this guy I was on my way. So that's the reason why he was waiting so long. Dude, I already got up and showered and was ready for the day. Then I woke Braven up.
He should wake me up before he wakes up for me to be ready anytime.
Yeah, no, I definitely should have. Well, honestly, we got to work on this today, but we also have a lot of work to do on the Colorado today. So I figured if Braven came with, then he could help me with this, and then we hopefully get done sooner, and we can get over there and work on the Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 projects in one day. Yeah, hopefully 2 videos in one day. That's a rare thing for me, but anyhow, he's got a new radiator now. So he picked up a half-size radiator, and he's got the lines all made. The what are those, dash 16?
Yeah, 16 inch.
So he's got the dash 16 lines made. I actually like how he did this one, this upper, how it stays out of the way of the throttle body. I'm gonna have to do something like that with khaki for sure. But yeah, radiator's done, and that looks like a pretty simple,
Yeah.
pretty simple mounting procedure here for the front mount. Well, it looks good. We're just gonna have to figure out mounting for the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's literally just pretty much a straight tab right off the bottom.
Yeah, just make a tab down there,
Yep.
and weld it to the traction bar. Hell yeah. So now we need to work on brakes. So I brought all the calipers with and the brackets and stuff, and he has all brand new front and rear rotors. Yeah, I got some work to do though before we can start putting this stuff on. I need to reassemble all of this. Got all the brake lines and the little rubber pieces and all this stuff that's all got to go back in here. So I'm probably gonna have to clean some of it up as well. Gotta clean up these bolts because they look like they came from under the sea. You know, it's not 100% better, but it's 25% better, which is still better. Going through and cleaning up all these slide bolts, getting all the old grease off of them, because of course we're going to be putting new grease on them. And some of them are kind of bad, so I'm taking the wire wheel to the tips of it just to kind of clean it up. Alright, so it turns out that Dylan got the wrong brake pad. So anyhow, while I was getting all that reassembled, Braven got the ride height in the back all like dialed in, because we had just put the coilovers on. He set the car down and it's got a good ride height, and he's trying to dial in the camber right now so that, you know, all those little final things that we need to do. But for the time being, we're just gonna go ahead and put the rotors on, the rotors and the calipers on there. We'll just have to come back and put brake pads in later. Yeah, I definitely think white was the move, man. That looks clean, especially whenever we have the wheels on there and the whole car is painted white. That's gonna look sick. It's gonna look a lot better with brake pads in there, of course. Anyhow, moving on, we got some brake lines here. So I think I mentioned that Dylan was parting this car out. So through the process of parting it out, you know, he was just parting it out. And whenever he sold the rear trailing arms off of it, kind of just cut the old brake lines right there. So he's got a whole new brake line kit. So this is gonna run all the way to the front?
Yeah.
All the way to the back?
Yeah, so those are the rear main ones that run back, and then there's the front main ones, and then all the ones that are individual wheels.
Oh, so this is for the entire car.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And it all goes to the master cylinder?
Go to the proportioning valve.
Oh, a proportioning valve?
I don't think there's a proportion. But we have these lines too. To the proportioning valve.
Okay. All right, we're gonna map this out and kind of get it figured out. But also, Braven is putting in the toe adjustment arms for the front. Got this side in. Now again, this side in.
Hey, you need a little dime bag?
A little.
That's what the crush washers came in.
I don't need a dime bag, bud.
27. Okay, you want a bigger one? You want a bigger one? There's a bag instead of a bag.
Bro. This is really what you want to put out, or what?
Yeah.
Is this what we're recording right now?
I guess so.
Your excitement for little tiny baggies?
Yeah.
What in the hell, buddy? All right, let's get some brake lines on this thing. And I got the master. We got to get bolted on the brake booster up there. That's now up there. All right, brakes are all done, minus brake pads, of course. Got all the brake lines ran, all the new brake lines. Still got to kind of finish that up. He's gonna pick up a proportioning valve. So we need to get a proportioning valve in here and get the master cylinder bolted on there. But yeah, got another small laundry list of parts that we have to pick up. So that's pretty much all we can do on the Civic today. We're gonna go ahead and hit the road, get back to the house, because Braven and I got work to do on the old Colorado, the Colorado.
Yeah, no, but it's Snow Bunny.
Snow Bunny. Whichever. All right, anything you got to say there, buddy?
Have a good day.
Have a good day. All right, we're out of here. Alright guys, we are back at the house. I was going to continue this video on working on Braven's truck, but I'm going to go ahead and end it here and just start a whole new video, because I think it's better to just keep the footage separate on the different builds, you know, from the EK to obviously Braven's truck. Anyhow, we're going to get cracking on this thing. The goal for us is maybe by tonight, worst case scenario tomorrow, we're going to be cutting the stock frame rails off, but we need to make the last gusset that we have to make that's going to actually strengthen the new frame rails to the old frame up there. It's going to be the hardest set of gussets that we've made so far, but we'll get it done, man. Most certainly be looking forward to that. That'll be in tomorrow's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Peace, and see you on the next one.